When you're talking about big construction projects, weight is a huge deal. It affects everything: cost, how fast you can work, even safety. So today we're going to talk about a material that's shaking things up: GRP pipes. The big question is just how much lighter are they, really? And more importantly, why should you care? Let's dive in.
Okay, let's just jump right in with a simple question. Picture this. You've got two pipes, both the exact same size. One's your standard steel pipe, the other is GRP. Which one's heavier? Now think about it for a sec, because the answer, well, it might not be what you expect.
Yeah, it's not even a contest. The GRP pipe, which stands for glass reinforced plastic, by the way, is only about a quarter of the weight of a steel or ductile iron pipe of the same size. A quarter! And then you compare it to concrete, get this, it's 1/10 the weight. We're not talking about a small difference here. This is a massive, fundamental advantage that changes everything about how a project gets done. So that leads to the next question, right? What actually goes into determining the final weight of a GRP pipe? It really boils down to three key things, three factors that engineers are always juggling. Let's take a look at what they are. First on the list is something called nominal diameter, or just DN for short. This is pretty straightforward. It's basically the pipe's size. And it's just common sense, right? A bigger pipe needs more material to make it, so of course it's going to be heavier. And the difference can be huge. You know, a really big 2-meter diameter pipe could weigh 100 kilos for every meter, but a tiny 10-centimeter pipe, just a few kilos. Okay, number 2 is the pressure class, or PN. Think of this as the pipe's strength rating for pressure inside it. If you need a pipe to handle a lot of pressure, you have to make the walls thicker so it doesn't burst. And thicker walls mean, yep, more material and more weight. It's a direct relationship. A high-pressure PN16 pipe is always going to be heavier than a low-pressure PN61. And that brings us to our third key factor, stiffness class, or SN. Now this one's different. It's not about pressure pushing out, but about force pushing in. Imagine a pipe buried underground. It's got all the weight of the dirt and rocks pressing down on it. So a higher SN number means the pipe is built to be stiffer to resist that crushing force. And how do you make it stiffer? You guessed it, you make the walls thicker, and that makes it heavier. Now beyond those big three, diameter, pressure, and stiffness, the actual recipe of the material matters too. You can change the mix of glass fiber and resin. There's even a special type called GRE, which is glass reinforced epoxy. It uses a different kind of resin that makes the pipe denser and, well, heavier. But it also makes it super tough for really demanding jobs. All right, so that's the theory. But let's get practical. Let's look at some real numbers. How does all this stuff actually translate into kilograms that you'd have to lift on a construction site? Take a look at this table. It really shows you how much pressure class affects the weight. Let's just pick one row to follow. How about the big 1-meter pipe at the bottom? See that? At a low PN6 pressure rating, it's 70 kilograms per meter. But if you need that same size pipe to handle some serious pressure, say a PN25, the weight jumps all the way to 135 kilos. It practically doubles. And you can see that same trend for every size listed here. And it's pretty much the exact same story when we look at stiffness class. Let's look at the middle pipe there, the 600 millimeter one. At its lowest stiffness, it's 24 kilos per meter. But if you need to bury it deep and it has to be super strong, an SN 1000, that weight goes up to 42 kilograms. It really shows you that trade-off perfectly. If you want more strength, you need more material. Okay, here's a little pro tip, something you absolutely have to remember on a real job. Don't forget the joints. These charts and tables, they just give you the weight of the pipe, but the couplings you use to connect one piece to the next, they add weight too. It might only be an extra 1 to 5%, but when you're talking about a pipeline that's miles long, believe me, that really starts to add up. All right, now for the main event. We've seen how GRP's own specs can change its weight, but the real question is, how does it compare to the old-school traditional materials? Let's do a direct head-to-head comparison. So, to keep things fair, we'll use a big 1-meter diameter pipe for our comparison. A single meter-long piece of this GRP pipe weighs about 100 kilograms, okay? Lock that number in your head, 100 kilos. Now, let's take that exact same pipe, but make it out of steel or ductile iron. The weight? It skyrockets to 450 kilograms. That's over 4 times heavier. 4 times! But wait, we're not done. What about concrete? That same 1-meter pipe section made of concrete? It's a whopping 800 kilograms. 800! That is literally 8 times heavier than the GRP pipe. The difference is it's staggering. And honestly, this chart says it all. Just look at that tiny little bar for GRP next to those absolute towers for steel and concrete. It makes the advantage so clear you can't argue with it. This single visual right here is the biggest reason GRP is such a game changer for big projects. Okay, so we've established it. GRP is way, way lighter. But so what? Why is that such a big deal? Well, it's because that one single fact, its low weight, causes this amazing ripple effect that ends up saving a ton of time and, you guessed it, a ton of money on the job. It's like a domino effect. First, your transportation costs go way down because you can load so much more pipe onto one truck. Then, once it's on site, it's way easier and safer to handle. A lot of the time, you don't even need those massive, expensive cranes. All of that means you install it faster, which saves on labor costs, and the whole logistical puzzle just becomes way, way simpler. And this quote really nails it. The effect isn't just a tiny bit better, it's a game changer. That one property, being lightweight, completely changes the math, the entire economics of a project, from the very beginning all the way to the end. Okay, so what if you're out in the field and you need a quick estimate of a pipe's weight, but you don't have the manufacturer's spec sheet handy? Well, for anyone who likes to get their hands dirty with the numbers, there's a pretty standard formula engineers use. Now, I know, it looks a little scary with all the symbols, but the idea behind it is actually really simple. All this formula is doing is figuring out the volume of the pipe wall, the amount of stuff in it, and then it multiplies that by how dense the GRP material is. That gives you the weight for every meter of pipe. You can really break it down into 3 easy steps. 1, you just need to know the pipe's main diameter and how thick the wall is. 2, from there you figure out the inside and the outside diameters. And 3, you just plug those numbers into the formula and multiply by the material's density. For GRP, that's about 1,900 kilograms per cubic meter. It's a super reliable way to get a pretty good weight estimate when you're in a pinch. So that kind of brings us to the final thought I want to leave you with. Now that you know just how big of an impact weight has on everything, from costs to speed to logistics, ask yourself this. For your next project, how could choosing a lightweight material like GRP totally change your game plan? Something to think about. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer.